Today is the weekly stamping collab. The theme is French manicures. I'm hosting this week. Links to everyone's video will be in the description box, and joining us is Never Naked Nails Nail Art, Mrs. K's Corner, Girly Nails 66, and this is my French manicure, and I'll show you how I created it. Let's get started. So we're going to do French manicure using French manicure stamping plates today. I think Maniology, well, I know Maniology has one. I thought I had that one, but I don't. But I do have this bornpretty one. So I'm going to show you a few different ways of using this one. I have this one is another bornpretty one. Probably won't be showing you, how to use this one. But once you get the hang of it, you'll be able to use any kind of French manicure stamping plate. And I am going to show you how to use this one. And this one is, I actually don't know if this is supposed to be a French manicure stamping plate, but I'm going to show you how to use it for French manicures, and I hope you like it. The base and top coat I use are by Maxus. These are my all-time favorites from Maniology to use every time I stamp. So we have the Ice Cube Stamper, which is super sticky. I really love this one. We have the Sticky Base Coat and the Smudge-Free Top Coat. I'll be using basesloadedlacquer shutout today. For the tips and tricks I'll be showing you, I'm going to use this French manicure plate by bornpretty, and it's X20. I'm pretty sure I purchased it off of eBay, so if you do an eBay search, French manicure plates, it might still come up. My nails are pretty short, so actually I thought this would be a really good time to encourage everyone with short nails that they can wear French manicures too. And first I'm going to show you this one. I'm just getting my stampers ready. This one is a little bit better for my nails than this one. This one's kind of deep, so I'm thinking that this one would be better for a longer nail and then shorter nails, or both actually. I'm also going to show you this one over here. Now, of course, you can do these in any color you want. I'm just going to do them in plain white today. These all came out really good. The first thing you're going to want to do is clean up anything around the edges of your image on your stamping plate. I think that'll come out pretty apparent later. What I always suggest is putting a sticky base coat on top of your last layer of polish, or, just wherever you're going to stamp it. In these sample cases, I'm just going to stamp it on my bare nail. So, and I'm just doing that to save time. I always wear base coat, but just not right now. And I put the sticky base coat on top. I've already prepped the stampers, but even if you don't prep your stampers ahead of time, some images are thinner and you have to work really fast. Otherwise, they're not going to stick to your nail. You're going to have all kinds of troubles, unless you're like super fast or something like that, or you're using a slower drying stamping polish. So those are just kind of tricks. But this one, if you put the sticky base coat on your nail and wait a minute and a half, then you're good to go, and your stamped image will come out on your nail perfectly. For some stamped images, it's a good idea to put a protective peel around your nail. Not only does it protect the skin, sometimes the stamped image needs something to adhere to, otherwise it kind of folds in on itself. I have the Hello Taco protective peel today. I'm really liking the brush. Actually, I'm just really liking this a lot. And I used to use body latex, so this is pretty cool. Now I'm going to take the image and I'm going to decide how much of it I want to be white on the tip of my nail, and I think right about there works. So now this one on the one side, let's see, on the one side is all on the nail, but on the other side it isn't. And that's where the protective peel comes, because it will stick to the protective peel and everything will be okay. For this particular one, the next detail would be to take, or the next step would be to take a detail brush and fill in the part that you want white. After you do that, you can get rid of the protective peel. I just like to run my finger over it. I know fancy YouTubers use tweezers, but you know what, that never works for me. I guess I'm not fancy enough. Or that, or I don't have it on thick enough. Oops, still hanging out there, right? There it is. Okay, got that done. With my short nails, I got a little bit on the skin here, so I'm just taking my cleanup brush I'm using cleanup brush today. And I just removed that. Then the next step, not quite the last one yet, I always use a smudge-free top coat, the Maniology smudge-free top coat, on top of my stamping so it doesn't smear it all over my fingernail. So I did that. Now that this is done, I'm just going to, it's dry, I'm just going to go over it with my favorite long-lasting top coat so that it doesn't chip in a day or two, and that's it. I'm not sure if it's quite showing up on camera, but this is a very uneven, and it is uneven because I used a brush to fill in, the non-stamped part, and so that part is more opaque, and then the stamped portion is more translucent a little bit. So to fix this type, I would have had to take my brush with my nail polish and gone in over the entire image, just leaving the stamped part as a guide on what to do, which is totally a good idea too. But I'm going to show you another way of doing it with a different design. Now for this one, what I'm going to show you is I'm putting a white edge down, and this is where it comes off a little bit on one side, a little bit on the other. I just want to stick it to the protective peel. I already have the protective peel and the sticky part, the sticky base coat on. And I want to do a second coat. So I'm just going to do the same thing, line it up, push it down. Actually, this might not work. Shoot, that's right, it doesn't work because these are too dry. Okay, this this would be where you don't do your stuff in advance. Well, and this would be where you have to work really fast, but I forgot when you're doing your double stamping, you can't really set all your stampers up if they're overlapping, because that won't work. It'll dry on there and then be awful. So there we go. That's step 1. And then I'm going to do a scallop design. So I'm just going to come up here, and I think I want my scallop design like this. And I missed a teeny little spot right there. I would have really wanted to have that overlapping there, but I will fix it on the second stamp. Okay, and here's the second layer. I'm just going to take the teeniest of all detail brush and just fill in that gap. I really don't want to do this one again. There we go. I'm going to peel off the protective peel. I just kind of sometimes push the edges down a little bit to make sure it's down on my nail. And a little cleanup brush and clean up the edges. I just, I use the Zoyome Remove Plus when I do this. I don't necessarily do it with acetone so that my nails don't look super dry in my video. And I'll just clean up underneath the nail. There's some stuff under there. Then the next step is, you might have guessed it, time for the smudge free. And here it is with the Maxus top coat on, and you can still see a little bit of the overlap in polishes. This one isn't too bad, but you can always just, you know, go over it with a different brush and fill it all in so that it's smoother. When I tested this, it didn't do this. So maybe I had the design up a little further, the scallops up a little further, so the more overlap with your second set of design, the better, but it still works. Oh, this is kind of cute. For the actual manicure that I'll be doing today, I'm using this plate by moyoulondon, and it's the Animal Collection Plate 18. I think this one will be the right size for my nails. With this one, I do have to remove the stuff, probably not from the edges, but definitely from this middle part right here, unless I want that to be part of my French manicure, which I don't. So just go in there kind of carefully and get rid of it. Sometimes I'll just put the tape in half like that and remove it. I'm all ready with my protective peel, and you can also put protective peel kind of like underneath your nails if you have like super short. You can put it on that skin right there. And I'm just going to line this up, push it down on one side, attaching it to the side of my finger, and then the other side. I like this because they're all even. You don't have to worry about your stripy part. And this is exactly the reason why, I don't know why it didn't stick to the protective peel, but thank goodness it didn't ruin the nails. So I'll just, yeah, it didn't really stick to the nail a little bit. Yeah, there it goes. So I'll just stamp another one to stick on there. I know what happened. The sticky base coat wasn't sticky anymore. There's a fine line between 1.5 minutes and not. So normally I put it only on a couple nails at a time, so that doesn't happen. And then just remove your peely. Oh, it took part of the stamped image up. So you might want to kind of, you know, go in a little bit. You could remove, you know, you can clean up your edges with the cleanup brush and then remove the peely base to save that from happening. Or remove it right away when it's wet. That's probably a good idea. So if it is dry, just take your little corrector brush and do that so much easier. This stamping plate can take a few tries to get your nails even, but I don't know, I like it. And I'm just putting on my smudge free so I don't smudge my French manicure. So here's the finished look. Not gonna lie to you, this is not the first take that you just saw. It actually is the second take. I screwed up a couple nails. This one is a little bit more difficult to work with. You have to give that curve in the exact same place on every single nail if you want it to come out professional looking-ish. Anyways, but I do like how it turned out, and I feel confident that once you get the hang of it, then it's just like, oh, that's okay, now I know what to do. But just be aware, the first time you use it might not come out so good. You might have to take it off and do it on your nails again, but I think it looks super cute, and I think this was the perfect width for my short nails. You can also use this as a guide, you know, and go in with your brush over the top as well. I just decided to use just the plate today. I have the top coat all on, so I am good to go with my French manicure. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you learned some tips and tricks on how to use French manicure stamping plates, and that's all for now. If you're not one of my subscribers, consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.